Oh boy, here we are. We're live. I think we're live. We are live. I think we're live. Let me get this thing set up properly. Ooh, there we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Frankfort Report, number uno, round 4, maybe 5. Not sure, actually, how many times we've started this and stopped this, but this is the day that we continue this every single day for the rest of eternity. Oh my God, that doesn't sound like too much work, does it? Maybe I should look at this again and quit before I get started, because every day live for eternity sounds like a shit ton of work, and maybe I should have thought this through a little bit more, but here we are. And what can we talk about? I'd like to talk about making Canada great again. It seems like a good time to have this conversation. Looks like we may not be considered Canada for very much longer. And I'm wondering what people think about this. Because if you look at a lot of the comments in some of the other videos that I put out, people are on the fence, I would say. I'd say some people are definitely into the idea of Canada becoming part of the USA, and a lot of people are against it. A lot of people have called me a traitor recently because I said that I was okay with that idea, and there seems to be some opposition. Let's leave it at that. Well, no, let's not leave it at that, because the whole point of this is just to ramble on until maybe somebody comes and watches this thing. But it may be helpful if I share this somehow and get some people on here. Hang on a sec. Let's go. Let's post this here. Let's put that on Twitter. I don't know if that's going to do anything. How about we put it on LinkedIn? I don't know if anybody's going to see it there or there. And how about we put it in a post on the channels that actually get some views? Sorry to bore you with all of this. One moment, please. Post. Let's post that there. Let's post this here. And let's see if we can get anybody else to join us here. Because if we don't, it's going to not be very much fun. But hopefully, I guess, over time, the idea is that more and more and more people will join us to have some fun. And just knowing from experience, that may or may not happen. Now, I don't know. What does Open Widget do? I don't know what this means. I gotta set a stream bitrate or some crap. What's a stream bitrate? Streaming bitrate. This is what I need to worry about right now. Stream. Yeah, I can't. Bitrate. I saw it. Oh. Here. What did it say? 6,800 or something like crazy like that? Let's go. This is probably the worst stream in history of streaming, and that's okay. Well, it's really not okay, but whatever. Okay, maybe that makes a difference. We shall see. Once maybe we get a person in here, I don't know how to see what the hell they are saying, if they're saying anything. I don't know what to do about that either. This is horrendous. I want to forget that this is happening. Is this even live? Am I live? Am I live? I don't even know if I'm live. Where is... Oh, there. How do I see this? Okay. Obviously, I have no clue what I'm doing. And that's not good. That's not good at all. Come on. There we go. There we go. So, okay. We got excellent stream health. Okay. We've got me watching. We've got no way. Okay. 3 dots. Pop-up chat. Okay. Can I close this and I still have the pop-up chat? I can. That's fantastic. Okay, I think I figured something out. Look at me. Okay, so that's good to know. I can figure things out. Okay, so the problem now becomes, how the fuck do I do this? Ooh, if anybody joins the chat, now I can see it. That's super cool. Is it? Is it super cool? Not really. Live chat. Okay, so is there anybody here? Am I just spinning my wheels for nothing? There's nobody here. There's literally nobody here still. So this is annoying, to say the least. Super annoying, to say the least. Be nice if somebody came here, 'cause I got so much to talk about, but nobody wants to join me. How do I get people to join me on my stream if my stream sucks balls? If the stream sucks the balls, I'll just keep on sitting here and singing all the day, 'cause I am a loser, baby, and I don't know what to do. I'm a chicken. I got a chicken on salami, but nobody wants to go to the farm. Whatever the fuck that means. Whatever the fuck that means. What the fuck does that mean? How's it possible that nobody wants to be on my stream? My stream is balls. So, like, am I just supposed to sit here and talk to no one forever? And how, like, what the hell is it going to take for me to get one goddamn person? Just one. What's it going to take? What am I looking at? What am I looking at here? Like an hour? Do I have to stream for an hour just in order to get a person to watch this thing? In the past, people would jump on in 2 seconds and ask me all kinds of questions, and it was fun. But I'll tell you, this is not fun. This is not fun on any level. Just sitting here staring at a zero. Just a big fucking zero. Not even like a person come in to check out what's going on for 10 minutes. Going on 11 minutes. Like, what is the problem? Maybe it's the thumbnail? Is there a thumbnail on this bitch? Do we got a thumbnail on this bitch? There's probably no thumbnail on this bitch. And it's just a picture of my goddamn face here live. So I wonder if we put a thumbnail, if that's going to make a difference. Can we do that now? Can I add a thumbnail? Thumbnail. There's a place for a thumbnail. All right, let's make a thumbnail, bitches. Well, we got no one here. Okay. Let's use ChatGPT. How about that? And while we're at it, why don't we just share the screen so you can see me using ChatGPT to do this? Let's see. Okay. Do we have anybody here yet? Nope. Nobody here. Perfect. Okay. I need an enticing image to use as a YouTube thumbnail. I want it to represent the annexing of Canada by the USA. It should have Trump on it. Let's see what it does. Do we have anybody here? Of course not, because this is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Couldn't generate. Okay. Let's try without the trumper. What? I'm live. Get out of here. Close my door, please. Oh, there's a person here. Hi. Who's here? Hello. Finally, we got a person in here. Type something in the chat, person. Please, whoever you are. Type something in the chat so I can see it. Because this is just not good already. I'll tell you that much. Not good already. But I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm trying to get a thumbnail on here so maybe it's a little bit better. Boom. There's the thumbnail. Hopefully that makes a difference. So, do you think it's a good idea for Canada to be part of the United States? Pesky chicken. Hey, what's up? It's all good. All right. Well, I'm just trying to figure this shit out. And I think maybe I'm figuring it out. But what are we looking at right now? See? Just fucking things up. So, what do you think about joining the United States of America? Huh? Because I tend to think it's not the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. That's for sure. But I also don't know what it actually does. I don't know what difference it makes right now. And I don't know how realistic this thing is. I mean, everybody I talk to seems to think it's a good idea. But when I say that, everybody goes fucking bananas. Like absolutely fucking bananas. And this is, I think, going to be another thing that polarizes Canada rather than bringing it together, right? Everybody has an opinion, of course. And, you know, pesky chicken, I'm sure you're not too, hell-bent on holding back your opinion. I'm sure you're not worried about people realizing who the pesky chicken is, right? Now, I, for one, have my name on things, and, I have my opinions, and I don't know if they're right or they're wrong, but I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people saying some pretty damn interesting things about this whole annexation. And I'm looking at this article here right now, and maybe you want to look at it with me. Maybe you don't. I don't know if it's working. I think it should be working. Look at this. No longer a joke. Minister says Trump's threats to absorb Canada need to be taken seriously. And I tend to agree. They absolutely need to be taken seriously because he's really talking serious about this. I don't know if you guys have seen like the videos and heard what the hell he's actually saying right now, but it's pretty crazy. Like he is absolutely 100% serious about this whole thing. Jeff O'Toole, that doesn't look like Mexico. No, sorry. Unfortunately, I have no fucking clue why I came back to this hellscape, this frozen hellscape, planet Hoth. I don't know why in the world I decided to come back here, but this is how I can afford to go to the palm trees. Jeff, what do you think about Canada joining the United States of America? United States. It's kind of just funny to say United States when you're talking about that country because they're far from united. That's for goddamn shit. What a disaster those guys turned out to be. But nobody seems to be asking or adding to the conversation. So, I mean, exchange dollar for dollar and let's do it. I heard that was actually on the table, and it sounds pretty enticing. Now, if we think that the real estate here is going to not crash because of this, if we think that it's going to hold steady for some reason, and we get a dollar for dollar trade-in value for everything that we have, then maybe this is not the worst thing in the world. But, I mean, right now, you just have to drive a few hours south, and all of a sudden, the property values are a fraction of what they are here. And so if it's all the same country, then what happens to, Toronto, for argument's sake? If you could just go drive across the border in Windsor to Detroit, or you can go to Buffalo or Niagara Falls, then, and you can buy a house. Like, what's a house in Niagara Falls? 400,000, 380,000, like some stupidly low, ridiculous number that doesn't even make any sense. I don't even know how you would, how can you even replace that goddamn thing for that kind of money? But I mean, what happens to the real estate here if that is in fact, what happens? So there's, I don't know. This whole thing is just fucking crazy. I mean, you think about it from time to time, like why the hell, or what would happen if the States did decide to invade Canada, right? And then you just kind of dismiss it because it just sounds like such a stupid fucking idea, right? Like, what is the chances, honestly, that we are going to become part of the States? Like, really? What are the goddamn chances? But, I mean, it looks like there is really a chance. Exchange. Maybe we do something other than real estate in Canada. That might be nice. Okay, so let's talk about that because somebody else actually suggested to me that I should use my money raising skills and I should divert them away from real estate and into the natural resource sector. And I mean, on the surface, that I guess sounds like a decent idea, but I mean, I'm almost 50 and I've been living in this city my entire life. And it took me this long to be able to, get to a point where I can make a lot of money and I can get a lot of people's confidence behind me to invest in the stuff that I'm working for or working on, right? And so how the hell am I going to just shift gears and start raising money for natural resources that I know nothing about, right? Like, how does that work? And who's going to invest with me on natural resources? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And I don't know how live this thing is and if this is working at all. But anyways, I just wanted to start. I thought it was kind of crazy that this was going on. And I see all kinds of people posting stuff online. And I got all kinds of opinions. And I got, things I want to talk about. But I don't want to talk about it with two bloody people, one of which keeps bouncing in and out. Okay, Jeff, you're still here. All right, I love you, Jeff. Thanks for being here, Jeff. We will have to make the shift righter, we like it or not, better now. We will have to make the shift righter. Ritter? What the fuck does that mean, bro? Maybe we do something other than real estate. Okay. Like, first of all of our natural resources are so heavily subsidized or controlled by other parties that it's like, that game is so bloody corrupt, and I don't know. I guess it's similar to doing real estate development because this is pretty damn corrupt and pretty tricky to navigate politically. You'd be surprised how much politics are involved in putting a bloody building together. We will have to make the shift whether we like it or not. Better now. The shift to other things other than real estate? Is that what you're saying? We need to shift to things other than real estate. Okay. Well, I mean, that does make quite a bit of sense. How much of a delay is there on this thing? Because I'm watching something on the screen where I was basically just getting the stream started. And I got to be like 10, 15 minutes past that by now. So what the fuck are people watching right now? We actually used to make things here in Canada, furniture, consumer goods, all of it. See, and this is true. And so I used to be in the furniture business, and I used to say, everything is disposable now. Like literally everything. Furniture, everything got so cheap, right? Because of China. And everything took off from here that there's no point of anything anymore. You make a table, you buy a table right now. You can buy a table. If you're a wholesaler, you can buy a table from China for like $50 that you would sell for $1,200, maybe even $2,000, depending on the setting it's in, depending on the store that you've put together. You can make some crazy margins on this Chinese stuff. So why in the fucking world would you ever make it here? And India and Vietnam and Malaysia and Persia and Turkey and like all these places where they make such amazing cheap shit. Like, why? How do we bring it back here? And then who's going to pay for all this stuff? Who's going to be able to afford it? That's the real fuck up. That is the real fuck up, right? Nobody can afford anything. It doesn't make sense to manufacture locally. Nothing makes sense anymore. You can't afford nothing. And this stream sucks my balls. I wouldn't want to watch this if it was my kid. It's really unfortunate. We used to make things. It's going to be ugly, hard, and painful. Well, I mean, if you can get the collective to be willing to pay more for better quality stuff that's made here, or, I mean, I never really understood the whole, I mean, I guess it's in the shipping. The shipping containers made it so that it was very easy to bring here for super cheap, and I got to think that because everybody's interested in profits and all of the people, the populace, don't want to pay too much because they're all fucking broke and nobody has any fucking money, that the way out of this thing is with robots and AI. And so what's going to happen is like, yeah, our robots are going to start making tables, right? I mean, it's 4 legs and a tabletop, right? So, and maybe some, like if you can make a car with a bunch of robots, you can make tables and chairs with robots. And then, okay, so now all of a sudden it's made here in Canada again, but it's made by mainly robots. And so that doesn't help anybody. And that's the next thing that we're going to have to deal with is the answer to all of the cost issues is not, I mean, how do you bring everything here? I mean, I guess if you, can you just go chop down trees in the wilderness and use that lumber? And can you, like, can you, like, why am I not going to want to go buy a table from someone else and buy, you know, a cheap table? This is definitely going to get ugly over the next few years. What do you think is going to happen with all the condos? That's the real question. That is the real question. I mean, condos are fucked. Condos are fucked. The title of this thing was going to be Pre-Con is Gone. And was it ever a good idea to begin with? And maybe that was a better idea because we don't really seem to be talking. Well, I guess we're talking about the States and Canada being annexed. But yeah, condos. Okay, well, are condos even a good idea? Are condos even a good idea? Were they ever a good idea? Or what was the real goal with condos? Because it seems to me that condos are a mechanism to transfer the risk and the liability from the financing and the developer and the end user. And it seems like this whole condo thing has been orchestrated for the betterment or the risk mitigation for the finance guys, right? And the developers. I mean, if you look at the contracts, it is absolutely in the favor of the developers. And the developers are led by the financing. I mean, if you want your money, you have to basically do what the money wants you to do, right? So who would buy a 500 square foot condo right now? I don't know. Like, I don't know who was ever buying them. So they say investors, but I mean, even the investors are renting them to people. So people are living in them, but who's actually buying them? And who in their right mind would buy them when next month the price is going to be less expensive? And what is going to turn that tap back on, right? Are developers going to be able to reconfigure things so that they have bigger units for less money that people actually can afford and want to live in? Probably not. So it's going to get weird, I think, in the pre-construction space, unless, of course, you're able to find something that people actually want to be able to live in, and there's value in the cost proposition, right? So, you know, for example, my Forest Hill project, that is, you know, a good deal for some people, right? And it's affordable for the target market, and the units are big, because it's for the people that want bigger units. So if, you know, you can rejig things so that people want them and can afford them, then you will sell some pre-con. But if you're looking to sell tiny little pieces of shit to investors, you're basically going to be fucked for a while. Do you think the developers will actually take legal action against the defaults, lawyers in bulk? I mean, from what I hear, they already are taking action. They're taking action even sooner than they normally would, just in order to, I guess, prove a point to people. But based on everything that I've heard, they definitely are taking legal action immediately. Now, some people are making deals and some people are coming up with good ways to get out of things, or they're walking away from big deposits and the developer's able to sell. Like, I guess it depends on the situation, but I think for the most part, they have been suing. So let's get back to the annexing of Canada and the United States, because like right now, Trump has said that he's not going to use force. He's going to use economic force on Canada. So what does that mean? Putting on tariffs to destroy the Canadian economy. So we have no other option but to join them, because I don't think we're going to be able to actually fight them. Are we going to do what Ford says? Are we going to stop sending electricity or energy south of the border? Are we going to shut the taps off on the oil and the natural gas and whatever else we sell to them? Is that going to hurt us more than it hurts them? I don't know. But I tend to think that that would be fucking interesting. Can you imagine if Canada actually said, you know what, like, go fuck yourself, guys. We got the oil, right? We got the energy. You don't want it? Like, everybody else on the planet wants it, right? See, we got this Trudeau motherfucker who's been, tampering with the supply or choking the supply, or, everybody wanted to buy our natural gas during COVID, but for some reason we decided that it wasn't worth selling to people, which is just fucking crazy to even think about at all. Hey, you got that extra gas there, and we really need it desperately because some motherfuckers just blew up this pipeline we relied on. Now we need more natural gas, and Trudeau says no. We don't want to sell our gas and make money. That's fucking stupid. We don't want to sell our gas and make money. That's fucking stupid. Well, that's fucking stupid, man. We got to sell everything here. We have everything. I keep saying this place is like Dubai. If we just get a good leader and get our shit together and we actually make changes, we sell our oil to the States for under market price. Like, how does that make any sense? We sell it to them under market price. They refine it for us and they send it back to us at some inflated number, and we pay more at the pumps than most other countries, which is absolutely fucking asinine. Like, it's here. Why don't we just make refineries, for fuck's sakes? Why are we not making refineries, for fuck's sakes? Can somebody tell me that? If there's anybody listening to this, if there's anybody still here, why aren't we making refineries here? Trump is pulling the same playbook as Putin. He doesn't care about the economic damage. He wants to strengthen the USA. You can't reason with that. The tariffs are coming. Buy your iPhone now. Well, it's a good thing I don't like the iPhone and I don't like Apple anymore. Although the real point here is that it would be really interesting if both sides dug their heels in and the States said, well, we're going to tariff everything coming out of Canada. And Canada said, well, you know what? We're not going to send anything into the United States. So tariff my balls, bro. Like, tariff my nutsack. Because that's all that might come into the States, because we don't need you. We got a bunch of other people here that are going to be more than happy taking our shit from us, right? And paying whatever amount we want for it because they need it. And the world needs this shit. And we're just sitting here. We're like a third world fucking country here in Canada. We're just a bunch of slaves running around mining the resources, selling it to them at like ridiculously stupid low numbers and just taking their shit for everything. And now we're sitting here going, oh my God, like, we're your biggest trading partner. We're your best friends. We're your little brother to the north. You can't do anything to us. And now what? Poilievre's, everybody, we're Canadian. You can't do this to us. Well, what about Ukraine? Like, they got an army. They got the U.S. Army behind them. Like, what the fuck is Canada going to do? Do we even have an army? Did anybody know if we have an army? Because I don't think we have an army. I don't know what the fuck we have, but I'm pretty goddamn sure it is not considered an army. We may have some military people, some people, like I know one of my son's friends, he's wearing, like, he's going to some military stuff. He's playing with guns. I don't think he goes anywhere, but he's part of the military. And quite honestly, I've known this kid for a long time. And if he is going to defend this country and he's the best we got, well, I got to tell you, we're fucked. We're super fucked. So, I mean, it's really not very realistic to consider the idea that we are going to fight them physically, right? So our only hope is to cut them off. So Trump says he doesn't need our lumber. They have plenty of lumber. And with an executive order, he's going to allow all of this lumber to be created in the States. So they don't need our lumber. So, I mean, we need our lumber. I guess no one needs our lumber right now because nobody's building anything with wood. And that's not good. Oh, I saw somebody put some kind of a comment and then they disappeared. I guess they deleted their comment. Can you do that? Can you delete a comment on this thing? That's interesting. Sorry. I wish I got to it sooner. But I guess you wouldn't have stuck around for the answer. Trudeau sucks balls. He has caused more destruction than you can imagine. More than I can imagine. Well, have I not been here watching it happen in front of my face? I've been in this country my entire life, bro. I watched this thing firsthand. And this is what people don't understand. When I sit here bitching and complaining and saying that I want to join the United States because Canada sucks right now, and I would even think about entertaining the idea because Canada sucks so bad right now, because Trudeau fucked it up so fucking bad right now, that I even would consider this fucking idea. Trudeau is good. Andrew G., what the fuck is wrong with you? What's he good at? What do you know? What am I missing, Andrew G.? What are me and Jeff here missing? Oh, now he deleted his comment again. What the fuck is going on? I just saw on the CBC that Canada now has its tariffs list finalized. It's going to get insane, meaning that we have our list to send over to the United States, like that list. Like we're going to tariff your Harley Davidsons that come in and your cars, and what the fuck do we buy from them? I mean, I guess we buy a lot of stuff with them. What are we going to tariff? Their booze? Car parts? Like what's going to make the difference to them that we tariff this stuff? Where does it matter to them? Can somebody answer that? Because I don't know. We're going to tariff them back? No, we gotta send in the planes and send in the bombs and cut off the pipelines and the taps, and we got to turn off Niagara Falls. We got to turn off Niagara Falls and say, you know what? Not only do we have the good side of Niagara Falls, but we're shutting this thing down. We're done. No more tourism at Niagara Falls for you guys. It's enough. We're going to tariff tons of stuff. Well, tons of stuff is not an answer. It's bad enough with steel and aluminum. Right, steel and aluminum. Now, the reality of everything and what Trump said, see, this is the real fucking problem, right? Oh, we lost everybody, Jeff. Everybody's gone. It's just you and me. Imagine all the consumer goods, car parts. Well, see, but this is the real fuck up, buddy. This is the real fuck up. Is what the fuck do they need from us? Honestly, what the hell could they possibly? They have everything we have. They have a giant landmass. They have everything that we have. They got palladium and gold and silver and lumber, and I don't know if they got potash. Maybe they got potash. Does anybody except for Saskatchewan have potash? This, I have no idea. But do they really actually need anything? Like, or could they just say, you know what? We're making a wall. we're making another wall. I hope the new government spends more on social programs. Okay, Andrew G is just a fucking asshole, apparently. Andrew G, if that is your real name. What are you talking about, bro? Don't delete that again, okay? Don't be a putz and delete the comment. What are they going to spend more on? What social programs? Do you need a gender transformation by any chance, Andrew G? Are you looking to be, I don't know if you're where you started from, but like what other social programs do we need? Do we need to send more money from Canada to Zimbabwe for LGBTQ training? Did we not send enough yet? Or Ukraine? Do we need to send more weapons? Do we need to take more rifles from licensed Canadians and send them over to Ukraine? Is that a social program? What do we need, Andrew? If we tariff, we pay the freight. Imagine buying a car at 25% more expensive. Yeah, I get how tariffs work, bro. I get it. But like, don't they need the shit or do they not need the shit? Because if they don't need the shit, other people need the shit. Other people need steel and wheat and soya beans and palladium and platinum and gold and silver and every other goddamn thing that there is here, right? So if they don't want it, they don't need it, and they're going to add on a tariff of 25%, then like, why don't we just say, hey, Europe, China, Vietnam, Taiwan, like there's like a billion countries, right? There's so many countries. Why are we not saying, hey, whoever wants this shit, like, just let us know. Bids are open. If you need it, we'll send it. We'll ship it. And you can have it. Because those guys, they don't want it. They don't need it. And they're trying to fuck us, right? Do we want to get fucked here? I don't think we want to get fucked here, right? So if we don't want to get fucked here, and they don't need our shit, and everybody else needs our shit, like, why didn't we start moving stuff around the world months ago, years ago? I've been saying this for years. The world needs our shit. We should be like fucking Dubai. We should all be walking around in our fucking headdresses and in our white robes and no underwear, our balls hanging out, with money fucking flying everywhere in diamond-crusted Rolls Royces because we all oil barons here in Canada, or wheat barons, or manufacturing barons, or whatever barons, real estate barons. Like, what the fuck happened to this place? We got everything and we got nothing. We're the worst fucking piece of shit country on the planet right now. Maybe not. Charlottetown's here. Yay. Hey, Charlotte. No, thank you joining the Yankees. Listen, it's not joining the baseball team, for God's sakes. It's joining the biggest superpower on the planet that we're basically a part of anyways. Like, what's the goddamn difference between Canada and the United States right now? Forget about 5 years ago. Forget about 20 years ago. There was a difference then. Thank you. I feel horrible to be back home, to be quite honest with you. Okay? I don't want to be here. It's so fucking cold. Oh, I had to put on 18 layers to take my dog for a fucking walk today. It'd be great to have more investment in DI initiatives in 2025. We're lagging behind. Okay, Andrew. Now I know you're just fucking around with me. Okay? But that's okay. You fuck around with me. I don't care. I think it's funny. That's actually funny. You know what? I got nothing against hiring women, hiring black people, hiring Mexican people, Indian people, Filipino people, as long as they can do the goddamn job, okay? Most of these DEI hire jobs are not like, we're not talking about brain surgeons. I don't think any brain surgeons have been replaced by people that can't do brain surgery. I think we have a problem because we're hiring people that can't do fucking anything properly for jobs where there are people willing to take the same pay that could actually fucking do something. And that disconnect is what's fucking up everything, because you can't even get a fucking toasted bagel with herb and garlic cream cheese without some motherfucker completely fucking up the order. And there's only a few components to a bagel with cream cheese that's toasted. But somehow, like, they can fuck up the slice of the bagel. They can fuck up. Somehow there's like a ball of cream cheese in the middle of this goddamn bagel and nothing around the edges. Or if you ask for it toasted, it's burnt or it's not toasted at all. There's like no real. They should have perfect toast setting, but they don't. Anyways, why am I talking about that? No, thank you. I'm Canadian. Okay, and so this is the argument. It's like people are like, I am Canadian. And I have not heard anybody saying I am Canadian in a way that they were proud of being a Canadian since, like, I don't know, what was it, in the 90s, the beer commercials, the 80s? And now all of a sudden that Trump is saying that he's going to absorb us like a sponge into their economy. All of a sudden, we got all these patriotic Canadians, right? All these people that love Canada so much, but why nobody's standing up to these motherfuckers that are protesting Palestine in the streets all over the place and ruining New Year's Eve for everybody, or ruining basically the whole bloody city. I can only talk about Toronto. I don't know what's going on everywhere else. I see videos, I see pictures, but I don't know what it's like over there. And then when I say Canada broadly, everybody fucking goes crazy on me because it's not everywhere in Canada. And I'm in a little town that's beautiful and there's no tents over here and blah, 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 blah. Like, I was at the airport yesterday. The Toronto airport is fucking India. It is, and I'm not being racist, okay? I'm not being racist. It's not racist to say that it is India, okay? It's India because there's Indians everywhere. It's like every plane must have come from India yesterday because there was literally Indian people everywhere. It smelled like Indian people everywhere. And again, I'm not trying to be racist. Indian people smell like curry. That's just the goddamn truth, okay? And so if we're going to pretend like we're not bringing in more Indians and I am at the airport and everybody in arrivals is Indian, then, you know, things are going to change around here and probably not for the better. And so how do we love this Canada right now? How are we Canadians? Okay. How are we, no, not Saint Urbain Bagels. How are we actually really, I'm so proud to be Canadian when we look around at the country that is currently Canada? Somebody explain this to me. What is so great about Canada today? Not 5 years ago when everything was beautiful. Not 20-something years ago when I was growing up and everything was beautiful. What a country this was when I was growing up. And that's a long time ago. And surprisingly, I can even remember any of this time period. But when I was growing up, you didn't worry about anything. Do you know what you worried about? I don't even know what the hell I worried about back then. There was nothing to worry about. Okay? There was nothing to worry about. I had to worry about like internal house things, right? Like my dad smacking the shit out of me or being grounded for doing something like this at school on the carpet when the teachers were reading us stories. Like, this is the stuff I had to worry about. I had to worry about not getting in trouble all the time. But that's because I wanted to do stuff. I didn't want to just sit in a room like a total loser, right? And do nothing on a computer all day. Not much has changed since then, really. Like, you can't even play road hockey here anymore, bro. Andrew G. You can't even play road hockey here anymore because it's like offensive to people who want to pray, I guess, during the day, maybe. They want to pray on the street. But so much has changed. Like, my daughter got drugged at a bar. I don't think that happened that much when we were kids. That, like, people are getting drugged at bars all over the place right now. You could walk down the street, not be afraid. You could like run into somebody's house because the front door was open, even if you barely knew them. Like, you just felt comfortable. Everything was comfortable. Everything seems simpler too. But like in 1985, you had to make $380,000 a year in order for it to be like the equivalent of making $1 million a year now. Is that insane? 1985, $380,000. Today, $1 million. Okay? That's fucking crazy. People make $250,000 a year here, and they can't even afford to buy a house. Okay? You have a household income of $300,000. Two people make $150,000, and they can't afford shit. So, like, I don't know if joining the states is the answer, but, like, the current course is definitely not the answer. Kids are generally soft these days. Well, they're soft because the teachers are soft and the politicians are soft and the parents are soft and everybody's trying to raise their kids like all nice. And, oh, here, let me rub your tushy because you did horrible at that sporting event and you're a loser and you completely uncoordinated and here's a ribbon for being a total loser. Like, right? Or, oh, yeah, it's okay. Just, sit on your iPad during dinner and lose your entire balance of brain cells that are left because we just don't want to hear you or entertain you. Like, everybody's soft because they've been made soft, right? Plus, they got all kinds of vaccines and medicines and poisons in them, and the air's poisoning them, and the fucking food is poisoning them, and TikTok is poisoning them, and everybody's trying to poison everybody. It's a real fuckfest right now. Everybody is crazy, and everything is crazy. Thanks, Rob Ford. Is it Rob Ford's fault? Rob Ford was kind of funny. He was entertaining. But the city back even when Rob Ford was the mayor was like a way better city, right? Like things were just happening everywhere. Things were good. Now they're not so good. So I personally am open to the discussion about joining the United States because at the moment I don't see the difference. And at the moment I don't see anything that is worth fighting for. Not that I'm like actually going to fight because I'm a big pussy. And the reality is I'm a big weak pussy. But, I mean, there are people around this country that aren't pussies and have guns and have bravado. And, what's it going to take for these guys to come out and start kicking some ass or start getting things going again? Is Pierre Poilievre being in power going to make a difference? Trump doesn't even give a shit what that guy says. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Pierre Poilievre is going to save the day. He's going to change things. He's going to be like the Trump of Canada. And he's not even getting a millisecond of respect from Donald Trump, okay? Like not even 1 millisecond of respect. So is he going to save us? What's he going to do? He's going to recruit people for the army? We're going to build up an army to defend ourselves against the United States of America? Or we're going to tariff them back? Like we're kind of fucked. If he's really fucking serious, Trudeau would have been great for Trump. How? I mean, they hated each other. Explain yourself, Andrew G., you annoying bastard. Explain yourself. Trudeau would have been good because of nothing. There's no reason why he would have been good. But again, okay, let's get back to it. If Trump is actually serious, and I don't know what, I mean, this is all over everything in the news. This is all over Canadian news. This is all over the States. This is every podcast. This is on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. This is everywhere. Everybody is talking about this. Our videos on Instagram are getting crazy amounts of views right now talking about this stuff. This is a serious topic of discussion. And the Canadian politicians are freaking the fuck out right now. Like freaking the fuck out because they don't know what to do. They're not used to real problems. Canadian officials are not used to having real challenges. Their biggest problem is, what are we doing about housing? What are we doing about tents? What are we doing about immigration? It's all internal stuff. We never consider the idea of having a war or being invaded because it's like we're right beside the States. Who the hell would be stupid enough to invade us? We're one of the biggest trading partners of the United States of America, the defenders of everything, the empire, whatever the fuck. We're the little brother to the north. Like, who's going to fuck with us? Well, when Big Brother decides that he's going to fuck with us, we're fucked. If they decide that they're really just, okay, you know what? Like, you're going to stop selling us the stuff. You're going to turn off the power. I didn't want to use physical force. Do you understand? I just wanted to twist your nipples a little, right? With the economic force, a little nipple twisting with the economic force. This is what I was looking for. But you're forcing my hand, Canada. Pierre, if that is your real name. Pierre, you are forcing my hand now because you're trying to be a hero. Nobody likes a hero, Pierre. So we're going to teach you a lesson because I'm Donald Trump and I got an ego. We're going to teach you a lesson. That doesn't matter. All I care about is my home equity. Well, that is the most Canadian thing that you could have possibly said, Jeff. The most Canadian thing you could have possibly said. And you know why? Because it's the truth. It's the truth. What do we care about? Our home equity, right? Our monthly payments for our home. What every person in the GTA and listen, if you're in Saskatchewan and you're living in a $300,000 house and it goes down to $270,000, do you really give a fuck? Did you buy that thing because you thought it was a good investment? No. You bought the place because you wanted somewhere to live, right? So you don't really give a shit. But if you're in Toronto and you were one of these dumb fucks that bought something for $4.2 million in 2021 or 2022, and your plan was to flip this bad boy for $5.5 million because you got a bunch of like oil money or Persian money or some kind of money from out of town, and you're really just trying to launder it, but this sounds and seems like a good idea. Well, that didn't work out so good, did it? That didn't work out so good. But like, everybody is trying to retain their equity. And that's why I started the show saying, what the fuck happens to the real estate prices if we get annexed? Do they go down? Because now, like, we already had the biggest landmass on the planet, or second biggest landmass. It wasn't like we were running out of land, and now we just got sucked into one of the other biggest landmasses on the planet and became the biggest landmass on the planet now. What the fuck is going to happen with real estate prices? My brain tells me down, right? But I don't have a clue. I don't know what happens. What happens to real estate prices when countries get taken over in a war? I guess I got to do a little bit of research on this. Toronto is a sanctuary city and has signed up for C40, and that's why you have more Indian from India coming for more free stuff. I don't understand what this means, but I mean, there's obviously incentives to come here. Now, you see reports where it's like Canada's the fourth best country in the world, and everybody loves it here, and it's got the safest this and the safe. I don't know where the hell that shit's coming from, but I mean, I do see based on the videos I watch and the news that I read that things are pretty fucked up all over the world. So if somehow everybody else got equally as fucked up, which actually kind of seems to be the case, it's the same thing with the money supply. It's like our money isn't totally inflating into oblivion because everybody's money is kind of inflating into oblivion all simultaneously together. So maybe this is like an offshoot of that, right? Within your inner circle, are people spending heavy on credit? Within my inner circle is not the best test group for that question. But I would bet that there are people in my inner circle that are definitely spending more on credit than they used to. I can tell you for a fact their incomes have come down considerably. Not all of them. I mean, a lot of them are making more money than ever. Okay? A lot of the people in my inner circle are making more money than ever. But there are a few people that are surprisingly doing horrendous. But There are businesses out there that have been in panic mode since like the pandemic, right? Big, old type businesses, retail businesses that have been in a lot of trouble for a long time because of COVID, right? COVID really fucked up some of those retail industries pretty bad. And so people that made a lot of money over a lot of years are now going, oh, wow, like this isn't sustainable. And there's, more people in the family that need to get fed now. So this is even less sustainable. And maybe this is not the best use of our capital anymore, right? Things are changing. Things are definitely changing. What's this? Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think that we're going to get to the end of this anytime soon. I'm interested to see what happens. I mean, we still don't even know if Donald Trump is actually going to make it into office, right? It seems like there are powers at bay, or I don't know what the right English is, but it seems to me that there are powers out there that really do not want this gentleman to be the president of the United States again. And so, having said that, we don't even know if he's going to make it into office in the next week and a half to do all of these things that he says he's going to do, right? Until he gets into office, I mean, let's get there first. But then what happens in Canada when the country's on pause or government's on pause? How is it fucking possible that we can pause government? Like, how does this work? I have a city council meeting in a week, and I'm pretty sure that's still going on. So what exactly is paused for this week? What are we pausing? Anyone? Do you know what we're pausing? Is there anybody in the chat that knows what the hell we're pausing? There are many turning points in history. The last critical one for Canada was May 1981. May 1981. Yes, this was a fine month. That was when the interest rates topped. The next one was March of 2022 when they bottomed. So May of 1981, what were rates? Like 22% or some crazy fucking number? 20-something percent? So that is the last critical point. Other than 2020, so where are we now? We're just floating around in this soup of non-importance. Nothing burger zone? Are we in the nothing burger zone? As more mortgage renewals happen this year and people adjust spending to make up for increased mortgage payments, these people had the COVID rated. People are selling their second cars to manage cash flow. Well, okay, but this happened this year too. A lot of people reset at way more than what the people in 2025 are resetting to. So you had people with like one handles. You see how smart I am? A one handle in their mortgage interest rate. You got people that went from like 1 to 7%. 1.9 to 8%, right? You had valuations that didn't work out with A banks anymore. And you had people that had to go to C lenders, right? You had people taking third mortgages, people adding guarantors on. You had a fucking nightmare disaster all over the place over the last year and a half. And that didn't really look, depending on where you are, prices went down 20-30%. That's a crash. Are we having a double crash? Are we really going to have a double crash? I don't fucking know. I definitely see like people's spending habits being different. But again, most people that I know, they're making so much money. It's insane. Good point. I don't know was me that made a good point. Trudeau paused the government so they could vote him out and have a vote of non-confidence. I don't think that's actually the case. Trudeau paused government because he didn't really step down as our prime minister. Okay. Trudeau said he will step down as our prime minister and leader of the Liberal Party once they decide who the next leader of the party is going to be. And how long could that take? When is that going to actually happen? Right? When are they going to pick his successor? How does this work now? So the point is they paused things, I think, so that they didn't have to deal with anything. Oh no, we just lost everybody. Trudeau's not going anywhere. We are stuck with this motherfucker. Okay? We are stuck with this motherfucker for longer. I don't know how much longer, but I am positive we're stuck with this guy for longer. And that's not going to be good for anybody. That's for sure. But the reality is this live stream sucked so badly. I appreciate all of you, especially Jeff. Jeff was in here from like the starting. I apologize to all of you. I will try to make it better next time. I'm going to try and do this regularly because that was the plan. And I am going to do better next time because this, I'm afraid, was horrendous. And as usual, I mean, we got nowhere. What are some solutions before we end? Do we have any solutions? Did we come up with anything here? Did I say anything worth hearing? And did you guys offer anything that was useful? I'm going to say that Andrew G., if he's still here, offered nothing useful whatsoever. Jeff, you're awesome. Charlotte, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. If there was anybody that I forgot, I'm sorry, or you just didn't say anything. So I don't know what the hell. Vote NDP. That's probably not the best idea ever. I strongly doubt. What do we do about that Jagmeet Singh guy? I guess that's a topic for another day. Maybe tomorrow. Andrew, Charlotte, Jeff, arrivederci, and thank you.